I once spent $4,200 on a course that taught me literally nothing I couldn't have learned from a free YouTube video. And the worst part? I knew it was a bad idea before I even clicked buy now. I just ignored the feeling because the sales page made it sound like the secret door to wealth. If you're in your 20s right now, let me save you the $4,200. Because looking back, that mistake wasn't even my biggest one. I made 5 of them. Some cost me money, some cost me years. And honestly, one of them still makes me a little embarrassed to talk about. But I'm going to walk you through all 5 because chances are you're either making one of these right now or you're about to. My name is Aku, and I spend way too much time thinking about the financial mistakes nobody warns you about until it's too late. If you're in your 20s and trying not to repeat the mistakes everyone else makes, hit subscribe, because this is the video I wish someone had shown me at 23.
Let's start with mistake number 1. I thought saving money was the same thing as building wealth. For years, I genuinely believed that if I just kept money in my savings account, I was doing the responsible thing. And to be fair, I was more responsible than a lot of people my age. I wasn't broke. I had a few $1,000s sitting there. But here's what I didn't understand. That money was earning almost nothing. We're talking less than 1% interest. Meanwhile, inflation was quietly eating away at its value every single year. I thought I was being smart. I was actually just watching my money slowly lose power while feeling good about it. It took me embarrassingly long to realize that saving protects your money, but it doesn't grow it. Those are 2 completely different jobs, and I was only doing one of them. Looking back, I probably left tens of thousands of dollars of growth on the table simply by being responsible in the wrong way. Mistake number 2, and this one stings a little. I let lifestyle inflation eat every raise I ever got. Here's how it played out. I'd get a small bump in income, and almost immediately my spending would creep up to match it. New phone, slightly nicer apartment, more takeout. Nothing crazy on its own, but here's the part nobody tells you. Psychologists have a name for this. It's called hedonic adaptation. Your brain adjusts to a new lifestyle so fast that the upgrade stops feeling exciting within a few months, and then you're just looking for the next one. I did this for years without even
Noticing. My income went up multiple times in my 20s, but my bank account basically stayed flat. I wasn't broke, but I also wasn't building anything. I was running in place and calling it progress. Now, you might be thinking, Aku, isn't enjoying your money part of the point? And yes, absolutely. But here's the trap. I wasn't choosing to spend more. I was spending more by default, without ever deciding to. And that's the difference. One is intentional. The other is just leaking money without realizing it, raise after raise, year after year. Mistake number 3 is the one that actually cost me real cash. I chased a get-rich-quick opportunity instead of learning the boring stuff first. This is where that $4,200 course comes back in. I'd seen enough videos promising fast results that I convinced myself there had to be a shortcut, some secret strategy regular investing didn't have. So instead of starting with something simple, like a basic
index fund, I jumped straight into a flashy trading strategy I barely understood. I want to be honest with you. I didn't lose everything, but I lost enough. And more importantly, I lost time. Time I could have spent letting boring, consistent investing actually compound. Here's the analogy I think about now. It's like trying to learn to drive by jumping straight into a Formula One car. Technically possible, wildly unnecessary. And the crash, when it comes, is a lot more expensive. Mistake number 4. I didn't have an emergency fund, so every unexpected expense became a financial crisis. A car repair, a dental bill, a slow month at work. Any one of these would completely derail me because I had no buffer. And here's what made it worse. A few times, I had small amounts of money sitting in investments, and when an emergency hit, I had to pull it out at exactly the wrong moment. Selling investments out of panic, not strategy, that's one of the most damaging things you can do financially, and I did it more than once. Looking back, the lesson is simple. Without 3 to 6 months of expenses set aside in actual cash, every emergency becomes a setback instead of a minor inconvenience. And the worst part is, those setbacks compound too.
just in the wrong direction.
And mistake number 5, the one that's a little hard to admit. I avoided learning about money because I was embarrassed by how little I knew. This sounds small, but it might be the most expensive mistake on this list because it delayed everything else. I didn't understand how index funds worked. I didn't understand compound interest beyond the basic definition. And instead of asking questions or looking things up, I just avoided the topic entirely. I told myself I'd figure it out eventually. Here's the problem with that mindset. Every year you avoid learning the basics is a year your money isn't working as hard as it could be. Confusion isn't actually the expensive part. Avoidance is. So let's talk about what all 5 of these mistakes actually have in common, because this is the part that matters more than the mistakes themselves. Every single one came from the same root issue. I was treating money emotionally instead of strategically. Saving felt safe, so I over-relied on it. Spending felt rewarding, so I didn't notice it creeping up. Fast gains felt exciting, so I ignored the slow, boring path that actually works. Avoiding the topic felt comfortable, so I avoided it for years longer than I should have.
Here's what I'd tell my 23-year-old self if I could. First, separate your money into 2 clear buckets: safety money that stays in savings and growth money that's allowed to grow through investing. Second, whenever your income goes up, automatically save or invest at least half of that increase before your spending has a chance to adjust to it. Third, start with the boring, proven stuff. Long-term, diversified investing beats almost every flashy shortcut over a long enough timeline. Fourth, build your emergency fund before you do anything else, so a single bad month doesn't undo months of progress. And fifth, get comfortable not knowing everything. You don't need to master finance. You just need to know slightly more than you did last year and let that knowledge compound right alongside your money. None of these mistakes ruined me. That's actually the most important part of this video. You don't need a financial disaster to learn from this stuff. You just need to recognize the pattern earlier than I did, because every one of these mistakes is incredibly common, and every one of them is completely fixable the moment you see it clearly.
So here's my question for you. Out of these 5, which one hit closest to home? Was it the savings trap, the lifestyle creep, the shortcut chase, the missing emergency fund, or just avoiding the topic altogether? Let me know in the comments, because I guarantee you're not the only one who's done at least one of these. And if this video helped you spot a mistake before it cost you years, like it cost me, that's exactly why I make these. Hit subscribe, and let's figure the rest of this out together.